What do we have here deep in the ferns? Look at that beauty. This is the gem-studded puffball. And puffballs are mushrooms that develop their spores on the inside. And once the spores are mature, they're just puffing out. Whether somebody steps on them or a raindrop hits it, and then they shoot out billions of spores. So that's a mushroom many people know, because we all like to step on them and be supportive in spreading their spores. Ecosystem services, right? And we'll pick this one up. You see there's there's some liquid here. On the inside it's already turning green, so it's not edible in this stage. When they're all white on the inside, they're still edible. But be careful, don't confuse a puffball with a bluffball, which is a poisonous little amanita that can look superficially similar, but when you slice it open you will see the difference. So the fertile tissue on the inside is just the upper round area. The stem itself will not turn into powder. The stem itself is different tissue, and the gleba, the spore mass, is in the top. And let's see if I squeeze a little. No, it's all liquid right now, so it's on the way turning into powder. Here you see also very nicely the pseudorhizomes, the connection to the mycorrhizal system, and these are also saprobic mushrooms feeding on dead biomass. And the scientific name, Lycoperdon. Jim, what was that?
Wolf fart.
You said it first, right? So wolf farts. Here it's a little bit of a liquid fart, so we are not in the stage which makes them puffballs. And so cool old ancient name. Just so nice when the Greek makes suddenly sense to us, right? Yeah, quite. This, I would say, is one of our fungal flagships, because that's a mushroom everybody knows, the puffballs. And how many mushrooms people actually have a good common name for? It's so few in our in Anglo informed fungophobia. People just don't know their mushrooms and despise them. And did you touch that mushroom? Oh, wash your hands, wash your hands. Don't put them in your face. You might poison yourself, you could die. I mean, it's just so crazy. People get so scared of mushrooms, and they don't hurt you unless you start eating them. And there's many organisms out there. And what should you be eating without knowing what it is? And I'm still of the opinion there's more toxins in a present day supermarket than we have out here in the forest. It's just, it's a slow death. We're dying with all the food additives. And mushrooms, some of them can give us a quite quick exit, but very few of them. So here we have a really little jewel of the forest. It looks like a waxy gill because it has this pretty intense color and doesn't really match other little guys that could have such color, like Mycenas or so. So I better pull one out. Let's go for the biggest one that might have the... There we go below the stem. There we get the whole thing out. Ooh, look at these colors. Nice orange red, and then the gills in a nice contrast, white gills. Then if my fingers were just smaller and I could feel if they're waxy, because that's what looks like a wax gill. And yeah, a little bit feels like it. So Hygrocybe or wax gills are a very colorful little mushroom. Their ecological role is not so clear yet. Often they like to grow in moss. In Europe, they're studied a lot for growing in non-over-fertilized meadows. Real diversity there. But out here on the west coast, they're especially diverse in the redwood forest. And so we have colors, bright orange, red, yellow. There's some white in there, but there's also some green. So really beautiful, intense colors. Still probably a whole bunch of them not fully described yet. There, check out the nice, cool gills can be.
See that?
Oh, does it work like that? There, yeah.
Nice.
And then just that. But you're gonna.
That's pretty good.
Oh, what we got here? That is pretty cool. Quite different. Oh, that one really chumps in the eye, but that guy got issues. So here we have the same thing without issues. This is a beautiful little elfin saddle, and as you can clearly see that elfin? I mean, yes, they're invisible, but they're sitting right on there, and hence it's the elfin saddle. It's a relative of the morel, so it's an Ascomycete. It's always a late fall mushroom, and it has this really cool gothic stem. See how it's turned and twisted and a little hollow. Maybe that one is even stronger. Lacunose, that's called in mycological lingo. So this used to be Helvella lacunosa for that shape of the stem, but now our Western conifer associated is Lacunosa vespertina or vespertina, a reference to the evening meal as like the setting sun. So these guys are toxic when raw, cooked. They can be enjoyed, nice crunchy structure, acceptable fungal taste, late season, and they are saprobic, so they're not associated with a specific tree, but they are associated, they are biomass decayers. I always loved them because of these gothic stipes. And that saddle is, let's see what else we got here. Oh, there's another little guy, and often it has a low point in the center above the stem, so that's where that saddle word comes in. And let's see what else. Oh, there's another one here. Ooh, look at this. So here we have an infection. So there's a secondary fungus that takes over and feeds on the original fungus, and that's a form of a Hypomyces. So Hypomyces is a big genus of an Ascomycete that attacks all kinds of fungi. And often they can be, some of them are quite specific to their victims. So they only infect a small group or a genus of some mushroom. And so Hypomyces, the same genus as our lobster mushroom, is also a Hypomyces.